Ladies and gentlemen, welcome or welcome back to this channel. Hopefully you're gonna have fun with this new video. At the beginning, I would love to ask you to share your favorite gourmands because that's gonna be the topic of today's video. And you have to know that I would love this place to be a safe place where we can learn out of the others' opinions, experiences, etc. Because as we all know, fragrances, it's such a subjective and somehow never-ending topic, and so I hope to find some new recommendations and something new to try out of your comments. And yep, what you have to know about this video, like talking about technically, it's the fact that right now is almost 7 o'clock in the evening and the lighting is super bad. I'm not into really, let's say, technical aspects, so hopefully the quality is gonna be good enough. And yep, what other, I have my PC here with some notes, and so I picked up my currently favorite 10 fragrances out of my collection. And so I don't want this video to be too long. Probably it's gonna be divided in 2 parts, but we will see at the end. So let's start with the first fragrance, and I will have somehow a pre-speech about this one, because still 3 to 4 years ago I would never say that I would ever recommend this one to the others, because at some point I hated this fragrance. And it sounds weird since right now I am here to recommend to you guys fragrances. But it's another factor about fragrances, and yeah, it's something that you are still trying and trying in the long periods of time that often you change your mind. But with this one, actually, it's not about finding out something new about this fragrance, but the fact that still those 3 years ago, the fragrance that I am talking about, so it's gonna be Café Intense by Montale. It's been such a hyped fragrance that I could perceive it around like literally every day. I've been living in Italy, in Rome and Rimini during different years, and so I hated it for being, let's say, the scent itself, it's really an original blend, but it wasn't that original to me anymore, since I could smell it on everybody around, like every day, literally. But since fragrances became, unfortunately, but on the other hand, thankfully, it became somehow, let's say, a fashion, so it has its trends, something that is much more in trend right now, then it's changing because there's something new in the market, etc. So finally I am able to appreciate this fragrance fully, and I am glad that I can wear it without this fragrance being that hyped around. So I find this period this year perfect to finally enjoy it fully, let's say. And yep, I took this video as an opportunity, as a reminder to this one, because I'm pretty sure many people around know this one. If you like to watch the reviews on perfumes, for sure you've already heard about this one. But anyway, so what do we have here in terms of notes? Mainly we have rose, coffee and vanilla. In the opening we have rose, and a quick comment about rose. I know that many people hearing that in the blend there is rose, many people are kind of like, oh, rose, no, I hate flowery fragrances, etc. But reminder please, remember that it never describes the fragrance itself, because it always depends on the blend itself. And the other factor that we have roses and roses, let's say fresh rose, green rose, sweet rose. In that case, it's totally an edible rose, like literally. I'm from Poland, and in Poland we have rose, sugary rose jam, let's say, something that we add to sweets, etc., and it's totally edible, and that's how it smells actually. So in the opening, a lot of rose, but then in the middle and the dry down you have beautiful coffee with a lot of vanilla. What you have to know about this fragrance is the fact that it's a besmo in both terms of longevity and projection. So it's nothing to be a signature scent because you're gonna kill the people around. But if you like super cozy, warm, head turning, particular gourmand fragrances, totally go for it and try it out. So the next one is gonna be, and still it's gonna sound weird because still I'm gonna say something, let's say, negative about this one, because it's Lost Cherry from Tom Ford. Here it is. And so I truly love this fragrance. It's such still particular fragrance to me, particular blend. I appreciate its quality, and even though it's pretty linear, I find it being an original blend because of almond in general, in particular in the opening. But because of this one being probably a huge inspiration for the trends of now, I can perceive the cherry note itself, not the lost cherry, the scent, but the note of cherry around in different fragrances that at some point it's a little bit too much. But lost cherry itself, I love it because it's not a fresh fruity cherry, but it's super syrupy cherry under tons of sugar, super cozy, energizing, but still super warmy around, etc. So even though I don't find it that original anymore, I love this scent for its quality mainly. It's a beast mode still, but what I do, and thankfully it's Tom Ford. If you know or not, Tom Ford's fragrances are perfect for layering. So what I do with this one is to layer it with, here it is. Oh, okay. What I do with this one is to layer it with the others or out of Tom Ford's collection. And what I love to layer it with is Fucking Fabulous from Tom Ford. But you have to know, guys, it's nothing like a daily usage appropriate. It's something that you're gonna use only for a special occasion, any like special dinner, clubbing, etc., because otherwise you're gonna kill the people around. But it's totally worth it because it's such an original and head-turning smell that every time that I put it on, layering both of them, someone stopped me on the street asking, what are you wearing? Because it's something that particular that I could never smell something similar to it. So that was the Lost Cherry from Tom Ford. And the next one is gonna be, to change a little bit the atmosphere out of those this heaviness, etc. This one, This Is Her from Zadig&Voltaire, and it's finally something I would say totally daily appropriate. I have a little story with this one because still, let's say 3-4 years ago, even though I knew that you have to carry about the people around, and it's let's say it's inappropriate to kill the people with the fragrance. I know that, and I'm trying not to do that anymore, and I'm really sorry about my friends, my co-workers and family, etc. But those 4 years ago I was a literal freak maniac of fragrances. So I used to test a new sample every day, not caring about the fact that I'm going to pass the whole day in my work environment with the other people that have to stand my fragrance for the whole day, etc. So this way my friends became always more honest with me. At point when as soon as something was getting too heavy, They were just saying me that they were sharing their thoughts about any fragrance that I were wearing, positive or negative. And with this one, it never happened, even though I used to put it on myself pretty often in the work environment, and I never got any complaint about this one. Even more, I would add that this one actually at the end, even though it's pretty sweet, it's gourmand, so something that not everybody appreciate on the daily usage, etc. Somehow it was something comforting to the people around. And so what it has, it's still looking at the notes, the pyramid itself, it's pretty complex, but one of the notes, it's whipped cream, and I would say it's the whipped cream note described this fragrance like perfectly, because to me it's totally a whipped cream of super sugary whipped cream. So it's pretty milky and creamy, but at the same time pretty powdery. And so it has a good longevity. Projection is something in the middle, that it's gonna project the whole day, but nothing that it's gonna kill the people around. Only if you're, I don't know, waving your hair or moving around, people are gonna be able to perceive it all day long, but nothing too strong. So that's why I find it something perfect if you have a little bit longer period where you want to use gourmands, something edible. It's perfect just to take it off your shelf without analyzing your outfit and the occasion, etc. Just put it on yourself and you're going out without any concern. So that was the third fragrance. The fourth one is gonna be something different, and it's gonna be something much more sophisticated and noble, let's say. So the next one is Black Phantom by Kilian. And what it has through notes, it's chocolate from caramel and coffee. And even though it's a total gourmand, so you are able to pick up all those notes separately, it's that well blended, so you're still gonna tell it's a good quality perfume, not a gourmand perfume. It's a perfume. I don't know if I explain myself. It's nothing like elegant, but anyway, it's something for not formal, but special occasions. So for example, I used this one last year for the whole period of my winter holiday, because it's such a special fragrance. And in fact, right now I have so many memories with this fragrance. And the other factor that I would love to mention about that is, long story short, not that short maybe, but okay. Few days ago, I've heard someone talking about fragrances being same as music. There is no music only for male or female side, and I find this being perfect description of fragrances. Even though we have more feminine or male fragrances, I find that it always depends on what you prefer, which is your lifestyle, outfit, etc. But anyway, even though if it's my personal opinion, considering like medium customer needs and preferences, what you have to know about this one is a perfect standard unisex fragrance totally to me. So yep, go for it. Then you can share it with your partner, with everyone. And actually I shared it with my fiance, and he was pretty happy about this fragrance. So yeah, that was Black Phantom. And I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I'll probably do 2 parts, and this is the 5th fragrance. And I think that yeah, I'm gonna confirm, I'm gonna do the 2nd part starting from the 6th one, so that's gonna be the last one. Okay, so the last fragrance in this part, it's gonna be Italica from Casamorati. And guys, sorry, let me have a proper seat for a second. So Italica, still let's speak about the negative side of it, because anything has its negative side. Anything has someone complaining about some factor, etc. What you have to know about this fragrance, that many people find it being too expensive for what it is, because it's literally super edible gourmand fragrance. So it smells actually not as a fragrance, but something that you can eat. And what it smells like is, depending on where you live and what's your cuisine culture, what's your experience in cuisine. I don't know if this product is known in the whole world, I don't know, but I'm from Europe, from Poland, and if you have any let's say experience in the bakery, there are like aromatic oils, almond oils, that you put into dessert to give it a scent. And so it smells exactly like those almond oils, edible almond oils. And so people used to say that it doesn't smell as a proper perfume, but it smells like something to eat. So blah blah blah. At the end, I find that you can't use the edible oil to scent yourself, so you pay for this one, and I find it worth every penny that you pay, also because of the quality, longevity, projection, etc. This one, have to admit, is a special piece to my collection, and I want it to remain still a special piece. I don't use it daily. I use it mainly in the occasion where, or periods where I am looking for something really, really comforting, or maybe if it happens to me, my outfit to be super, super girly, super, super sweet. It's really, really, really sweet. It's really, really edible. What you have to know about this one, I find it a super good layering fragrance if you wanted to add sweetness to your blend. But anyway, I do it really, really rarely, because as I said, I want it to be something special, because